Some of us complain when it gets a little bit hot outside and when we don't have enough money to buy that brand new pair of shoes we want so bad. Some of us complain when we get too close to someone we don't know because we feel a little bit uncomfortable. But I want to share with you a story of a man and what he endured to come to America that will make us all think twice next time we think we have it bad.
I'll just sneak on the boat, Frank.
Yeah.
We get in the boat, 22 days, no see no star, no sun, nothing. I wasn't thinking I'd get rich or go back.
Yeah,
What were you expecting when you got here?
they thought
I
the
expected
money.
trees had money on
The
them.
tree having money on it, that's all it's better. I get disappointed.
In July of 1949, Frank and his cousin embarked on a train from Sicily headed for a town near Naples. There were 12 other men with them, and when they got to the town, there was a festival. The men all laughed and had a great time, until one of the men spoke up. He said, "Boys, we are laughing now, but as soon as the music stops, we are done." The end of the music meant the end of the festival, and that was a signal for the illegal Italian stowaways to board the freighter that they would call their home for the next 22 days, in hopes to make it to America.
They wanted them to get in this part of the ballast, but there was one of the friends that knew boats, and he says, no, none of us are going
No,
because
it's all one, the 23, no going to hole. The guy said, I really appreciate what you know what I mean, go over there.
because that's when, if they wanted to, they would have, the security would have said, fill those,
Tank, you gotta
tanks.
take
That
the water.
balances the boat.
Balance of the boat.
And then they would have been
It was in there,
out to sea.
goodbye.
That's it.
And we don't go in there. Then we go, it was hot, real hot. But look like remember the guy, Benny,
The sheep,
the sheep wanted to put in a hole with a little place.
Yeah, 10.
And we was 13 in the little hole. The sweat coming in like a crazy.
There's no air conditioning on them boats.
After 6 hours, they over there, they come up. So no, when they put it inside of there, they put the boat with the wrench. Then when we take it off, and we
seal
open
in
it.
there, I imagine.
Get some air.
The guy was old man. He looked at us, said, "Figlioli, stay over here." He went in his cabin and gave 2 bottles of whiskey. He come up, a cognac there was. He
Cognac.
come up and he drink. I look happy. So wow. I look at my hands and I got in the bottle of whiskey. I drink it. I don't know if it was a whiskey or what it was. It was the nicest mood because I don't have no more water in my
They
body.
were dehydrated.
What did you have to pay to get on the ship over there?
$1,500.
$1,500.
Wow.
$1,500, American dollars.
Yeah.
And that was one way, no guarantee.
No.
No good.
But if they ever got caught, they would not get that money back either.
Nothing.
Wasn't guaranteed.
Now, that was probably your life savings.
Yeah, more than,
More
more
than?
than, because he had to borrow that. He didn't have it. He borrowed it and then he
I
paid
got
his
all the
own
money
back.
for other people.
The fee was $1,500 each person, one way, no guarantees. But what choice did they have? So the men placed their fare on the table, the collector took the money, slipped it into a suitcase, and walked away. This left the men all alone to board the ship. To do so, they had a single rope and had to scale the side of the ship one by one. When they reached the deck, they were led to the lower levels of the boat, and they were brought to a small dark room that was 5 feet by 6 feet, with a hole in the side where the water would rush in and out, and one lone light bulb. This light bulb turned out to be very crucial. If the light was to flicker, that meant the security was coming. When this happened, the 13 men would have to sneak through a trap door in the floor and climb into a tiny room where they would have to lock themselves until the coast was cleared. It was the middle of July and temperatures were breaking 100. In the small quarters, there were no showers, no bathrooms, and there were 13 men all cramped in there together. To make matters worse, the room was filled with oil. At one point during the trip, Frank ingested some of this oil, making him very sick.
Yeah, What was the worst part?
The most part of the scare was the one in the boat.
On the ship.
On the ship.
That's the worst part.
Not knowing that you're
Not
gonna
knowing if
make
you're
it.
going-
You don't
Get
see
you
nobody,
alive or
you
not.
know, today, you don't see Futoni today. Then we was a play card. It was a little table. And over here there was the water go around in and out. Play. When we go in a hole, and then I was up with the kerosene. I started to throw up. And for 4 or 5 days, I can't taste nothing. And what the guy, he was with me, he's dead now. Eat, I can't. Eat,
You gotta eat.
if you eat, even if the oil stay, you turn out every time I eat, bro. So the oil stay. I ain't making me eat. As soon as I was eat, it was a go out.
Just
But then I started
Build up a little bit.
I have a good time.
22 days after originally boarding the ship, they were once again given a rope and required to scale the ship. This time, they would be on dry land, in America. But they weren't in the clear yet. They now had to get off and away from the ship without being noticed, and make their way to wherever it is they were hoping to end up. For Frank and his cousin, that was the farm in Auburn, New York. They landed in Norfolk, Virginia, and had to pay a mobster to drive them to the farm. This is only the beginning of the adventure, but the rest is a whole other story.